And so there's going to be some stricter guidelines in terms of what needs to be done for school wellness committees and wellness policies. And that's actually going to become something that has to be posted publicly as well for each school district. And the commodity foods, they're going to try to bring about some improvement to the commodity foods that we do receive in the program. Lower sodium, more variety, but we'll see what those changes are as they come down the line. So the meal pattern is going to be addressed. Currently you can plan your menu different ways. You can plan it based on nutrition, so just by numbers. You can plan it what's called food-based, meaning the meal has to have certain components, has to have some type of protein, breads and grains, fruits and vegetables. But starting next year, everybody's going to have to plan their menu food-based, and you already do, so you're in good shape. But there's going to be requirements for increased whole grains, increased offerings of fruits and vegetables and legumes, reducing sodiums on the menu. So breakfast you don't have in this program right now, but if you ever have a breakfast program, there are some changes that are coming down the pike for that. But for lunch, these are some of the basic changes you're going to see. Increased servings of fruits and vegetables. Students are going to be required to take a fruit or vegetable serving with them. Currently, that isn't the case. They don't have to take a fruit or vegetable serving with them when they leave the cafeteria. Grains, they're going to have to be half will have to be whole grain next year, and in the following year, all grains will have to be whole grains. We'll see how well that goes over. Every day. It's a mixed bag. And we're going to have to offer larger serving sizes of our meat alternate components. So there's going to be some significant changes to the program in terms of the amount of food that's going to be offered and the amount of food that students are required to take with them. So we're going to definitely see some rise in our food costs as we head into the new guidelines. They're still in the proposed stage. They were proposed and out for comment until April of last year. I think the USDA received something at 70,000 comments or something of that nature. I'm sure you've seen in the news there was the big debate over potatoes. They didn't want them on the menu more than twice a week, but it seems like that's not going to be the case. So when they come out with the final rules, which will hopefully be later this year. We were hoping by December. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe early spring. But the goal is that the new guidelines for meals will be implemented next September. So we'll see. We'll see if that. All right, and so that's it. That's the timeline I was just discussing. So, all right. And it's good. The changes are going to be good. You're going to see more freshly prepared foods because we're going to be trying to reduce sodium. The increase of whole grains in the meals, trying to incorporate more locally grown, which we really already do a lot of that. We purchase as much local as we can, if you're not aware of that. More dark green vegetables, more lean proteins. And already we don't do any deep fat frying there's none of that going on anyway,
You've eliminated sugar, huh?
No pickles either.
No pickles, very high in sodium. Go ahead, read your bottle when you go home.
May not sell any lunches.
You might not sell any lunches anymore,
No.
right. Trying to limit cured meats, but things, no sugars. We've done that. This is a chart we'll saying no sugar, like no donuts, pastries, Pop-Tarts. We try not to sell those things for breakfast. It just sends the wrong message. I don't care if they're whole grain. It doesn't matter.
We're actually probably about 95% there.
Yeah.
We currently do it. So we've
That's
actually
delicious.
We're kind of ahead of the curve a little bit, but it's not to say you can't have instead of the pickle, have some fresh side salads to go with it.
Yes.
Which we do.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Making those almost daily now. We have spinach salad at the elementary. It's not that they're eating it, but it's a mixed spinach salad, chickpea salad, 3-bean salad. We make it and we send it. And the plan is, the hope is that the students will try it. I offer 2-ounce cups. And I say to the staff, please, by all means, let them try it. If they don't like it, no harm. By the time they reach the middle school and the high school, their appetites they've become accustomed to it and they enjoy it. And it's taken off well at the high school. The sides at the high school are doing very well.
Yeah, you said that broccoli salad was
Oh my God,
really
the broccoli
popular.
salad, the carrot slaw, the coleslaw. These are all things that are all, they're slicing the coleslaw on the cabbage on the machine. They're making it all.
It's actually we're changing habits, and that's
exactly.
it takes a long time. And I think that I've been out to many schools, and at the elementary level, the salad is their meal, or a nice wrapped sandwich. So, that is taking hold, and it's just a timing how long it takes to change those habits. And once they get used to it at the elementary level, they're going to bring it to the secondary school level too. So.
Right.
And I went to a PTO meeting last weekend, before 2 weeks ago, when I asked, well, maybe the parents would have liked to see, and they said some type of chicken wrap, so I have a chicken wrap next week, every day if they'd like, a student, with, it'll have, lettuce in there, it's on a wheat wrap. So with whatever sides that are regular for lunch, carrot stick, salad, a potato, a vegetable, whatever we offer. So I try to do that at the elementaries for that reason. I offer a salad. 1 week I'll offer a chef salad with the whole wheat roll, or offer a chicken wrap, but most of the things are on whole wheat bread. So, the whole grain pasta. And sometimes that is a little bit of a, turn off, when they see it, but I said, if you mix it with the sauce, they don't know it's whole grain, and it tastes the same. So we,
A lot of our suppliers, though, are actually meeting the need of these changed products. So
Right.
we're rolling out a new pizza across this January, which is a whole white wheat pizza.
Mhm.
And
Sell better.
it doesn't look like the white. It's a little so they
Right, it's not
actually.
as dark.
Yeah.
But
Right.
they've
A little more
actually
palatable.
kind of
Yeah.
remanufactured the
Mhm.
ingredients and making sure that it's actually it's there. The appearance isn't dry and it's not a whole wheat. So they've come a long way, and
Right,
it's
we're
actually
able to now get some sliced breads that are white wheat, some
Mhm.
more rolls that are white wheat. If they could come up with that white wheat pasta, we'd
Yeah.
really be in business.
Yeah.
Round pasta sometimes, mac and cheese,
Yeah.
they
doesn't work for
that doesn't, they don't like
No.
it.
Any questions from the committee? Mel?
Just a couple of comments. I know that you aren't, you didn't create these
No.
rules. You're implementing them, which is
Right.
great, which is why I'm glad we outsource our food service here. I'm on the fence on this because it's like kids reflect what they eat at their homes, and we're almost forcing them, we're trying to force them into good habits, and hopefully that forces better habits at home. But I don't know if it works that way. I hope it can. I also think, because our district is, I'd say, more of an affluent district, we don't have as many, I don't think, of the obesity problems and other issues in our district, but they're still here. So I think this is helpful. I think forcing kids to take a vegetable that they aren't going to eat is
Right.
wasteful, and I don't understand that at all. I never eat, well, no, I shouldn't say that, but I never ate vegetables, and I still don't, okay? But I think.
I don't think they're good for you.
No,
I'm like that.
I've never eaten a legume, I don't think. No, I have. I've eaten legumes, but
Right.
but I think that I think a lot of these ideas are good. I guess the question I had is, and this would be maybe more for Carl or for you, will these ingredients cost more? Will we see increased costs in lunches because of this?
I think the one of the biggest thing is portion size.
Mhm.
With the fruits and vegetables,
Right.
we're looking at doubling the portion size next September.
I
So
see
that,
that,
that's gonna.
Right, and that doesn't mean
cost.
there'll be more consumption,
Right.
I
Right.
mean, it just means that they're going to have to be offered
Okay.
Right.
larger sizes,
So-
and then they're going to be required to take it. Currently, if you don't know, we're required to offer a minimum of 5 items every day, which you offer much more than 5 items, but you're required to offer some type of, meat or meat alternate, some type of bread grain, fruits and vegetables, so 2 of those, and milk. And right now, students are required to take 3 items to count as a meal that can be, reimbursable. And so that means if a child, say, took a hamburger, which was a burger on a bun, and they took a milk, they technically took a meal because they walked
Right,
out
they
the
got
door
the
with 3
bread,
components.
right.
But in the future, they would have, if that's what they were walking out the door with, they would be required
Eat a
to take
vegetable.
a fruit or vegetable,
Right, right.
regardless of whether they wanted to eat it or not. And you're right, there is a lot of waste.
Anna,
But, yes.
I'm just curious. Obviously, kids bring their lunches to school. How counter to this type of philosophy do you find the lunches that kids bring to school? I mean, how?
I'm actually
How-
surprised in what I see out
That-
there.
really?
I see a lot more healthier foods coming to
Okay,
school.
I was.
A lot of wraps. I mean, actually, I think I
Mhm.
was visiting one of your elementary schools, and a lot are packaging the nice salad wraps and
Right,
salads. So I
that's what
do
we
see
saw
that.
them at the meeting that I went to was at the Hood Elementary,
Mhm.
and they're the ones who requested that.
Mhm.
If I could throw some wraps and offer them more salads, and I am doing
Mhm.
that. But then you get the basic students that, they just bring whatever they bring, those Lunchables, you see them all the time.
Yeah.
Those are very high in sodium.
Hot,
but-
very high.
And the kids
soda.
love those though.
And
because
they love
them.
They're
And they-
cool, right?
Sugar
Yeah, they're
drinks.
cool, but
Yeah.
you know what, and
Yeah.
and that's okay too.
Yep.
I had a parent ask me if someone wanted fruit, if they came from home and they brought a fruit and they wanted a fruit, do they have to, I said, listen, I never deny a student fruit. If whether they buy lunch or not, and we always have the, the commodities from the government. So there's always fruit available to these students. I try to use a lot of my fruit and vegetables from the government so as to keep costs down. And as Michelle said, the government product that we're getting is low in sodium, it's low in fat. I mean, even low sugar, light syrup. I brought those cans to this meeting and they were all impressed. It was Del Monte is making all of these products. So I mean, even that has come a long way too, because they know that the costs that we're all incurring for these changes.
I'd also like to add, to pick up on Mel's point too, will there be increased costs next year? In discussions with our North Reading team, Chris and Anna, we're identifying the fact that there will be enhanced costs next year, if only because the portion size increases.
Right.
And at the same time, truth be told, we have experienced some slippage in the meal participation rates in recent years, not only in North Reading, but really across Massachusetts and across the nation, because as Chris pointed out at the outset, there really is a continuum going on here, I think, of taking some time for people to become accustomed to different kinds of eating habits. And it may take a generation. We're hoping that kindergarten kids and first and second grade kids won't be surprised when they see a whole wheat slice of toast or pasta. But it's going to take some time.
But I think that, if you really look at child nutrition now, I mean, children really are eating a little bit better than they did even a decade ago. And I think the parents are doing a better job at that. I think the message is getting out there. And so I think sometimes you'll see our younger children will be more accepting of some of the items we're offering, and some of your older ones are still not.
The other comment I have, and I'm not big on federal government intervention or state government intervention into local school districts, but one of the issues that they really should mandate is at least 30-minute lunch period for kids,
couldn't agree
because
with you more.
we give our kids
Yep.
20 minutes, I think.
Yep.
22
And that's
minutes.
20 minutes
and
to walk in the
other
door,
districts
getting,
I know give
eat.
even less time.
Yeah.
And by the time the kids get in line, the kids at the end of the line are getting 10 minutes to eat.
And
if
how
they're
healthy,
lucky.
how healthy
It's
is
not.
that?
Exactly.
Well, they can't even, you can say, oh, they don't eat those fruits and vegetables, their favorite thing on the plate, time's up, and then they run out the door.
Yeah, and
That's what happens.